One of the lingering questions from the final season of Lost surrounds the fate of the remaining passengers from the Ajira 316 flight. Who killed them, and why? This is never explicitly answered by the show and left open to speculation. Once again, we must make a logical deduction to ascertain the most likely explanation. Let's assess the scene in more detail. When Sawyer comes across the bodies of the Ajira passengers, they have all been killed and dragged, en masse, into a ditch in the ground. However, the bodies show no signs of obvious gunshot, stab or bludgeon-style wounds. So, how exactly did they die? There is an early suggestion that it might have been Charles Widmore and his team of mercenaries. But does this suspicion really hold up to scrutiny? We know that Widmore has returned to the island on a direct mission from Jacob. He has not come there to take lives. He has come there to save them. However, this is not to say that Widmore isn't willing to get his hands dirty. The fate of the world is at stake and he is willing to wager one person's life against the greater good, such as Kate Austen for example. Non-candidates are potentially expendable in his eyes. But, he is back on the island for the greatest humanitarian cause of all. To save the world. Regardless of his past actions, Jacob has given him the opportunity to redeem himself and be on the right side of this war. Charles has accepted this offer and his new role. We can tell by the way he interacts with both Desmond and Jin that he is a changed man to some degree. More sympathetic. He is no longer involved in this power struggle for just himself. In fact, we see signs of this change when he talks to John Locke off island in Season 5 episode, The Life and Death of Jeremy Bentham. Widmore is trying to help Locke in his quest to bring back the Oceanic Six. By this point in the timeline, Jacob has already visited with Widmore and instructed him to help these people get back to the island to stop the Man in Black. Hence why he says,
"Because there's a war coming, John. And if you're not back on the island when that happens, the wrong side is going to win."
If Widmore were responsible for the execution of the Ajira passengers, then why would his unit go out of their way to sedate the Man in Black's camp with tranquilizer darts? Why not just execute everyone who was non-essential to the plan? Because Widmore wants to limit collateral damage wherever possible. The Man in Black, however, has no such interest in preserving life, nor does he believe in the greater good of the island. On the contrary, he wants everyone dead and the island destroyed. This is made abundantly clear in the final run of episodes in Season 6. He is the one we see kill innocent people without hesitation, often attacking groups en masse and slaughtering whole communities. He is the one we see dragging corpses away into a pile. He is the one who even states outright what he wants to do with the Ajira passengers. It is the key line that tells us exactly who was responsible for this massacre of innocent people. In the Season 5 finale, The Incident, Fake Locke tells Richard,
"Once I've done that, we're going to need to deal with the rest of the passengers from the Ajira flight that brought me here."
What do you mean, deal with?
You know what I mean. Let's go!
This was foreshadowing his intentions. Sometime during Season 6, off-screen, Fake Locke travels back to Hydra Island to wipe out any further potential threats. After all, Alana and Bram's group came from the Ajira flight too. He cannot risk there being more quote-unquote sleepers amongst the other passengers. In a previous chapter on the smoke monster, we established that the Man in Black could teleport across distances within the bubble surrounding the island. What he told Sawyer about not being able to move across water was intentionally misleading. It is possible that he might not be able to turn into smoke and fly across a large body of water, but he definitely can teleport from the main island to the small island at the speed of thought. We see him literally do just that as Fake Christian on the freighter in Season 4. So, we can be fairly certain that Fake Locke returned to Hydra Island in a similar way. To get to the truth in Lost, we must always take a statement that someone like the Man in Black makes and measure it against his own actions. If his actions contradict his statement, then we know the statement was a lie. So, we can now fairly assume that Fake Locke returned to Hydra Island by teleporting himself over. But when exactly did this happen? The bodies appear to be a couple of days into the decomposition stage, which means it could have happened sometime between Fake Locke recruiting Sawyer in Episode 4, The Substitute, and his arrival at Claire's camp in Episode 5, Lighthouse. Or, it might have occurred during the events of Episode 7, Dr. Linus, in which we see Fake Locke invite Ben to join his group on Hydra Island. Fake Locke disappears for the rest of the episode. There are several points in Season 6 where the Man in Black's whereabouts are unknown for a period of time. In conclusion, the smoke monster killed the remaining survivors of Ajira and hid their bodies out of sight. If anyone knew that he had done this, he would not have been able to keep his murderous intentions much of a secret, nor could he pretend that he was simply a misunderstood prisoner of the island. The Man in Black had been planning his escape for longer than most of us have been alive, and he was not about to leave any variables to chance. Thank you for watching. Please like, share and subscribe to see more videos in future. Until the next time, stay lost.